have enough road to get up to 88.
Welcome back to another episode of Front Row Cinema, a movie podcast for movie lovers by movie lovers. I am your host, TJ Trimboli, and with me, as always, my co-host. He's fresh out of Jigsaw's latest trap tonight, the tummy tickler. We got Mr. James O'Reilly.
I did want to live, it turns out.
Man, yeah, how was the trap, man? Did they take anything off? You lose any skin?
Listen, a gentleman doesn't kiss and tell, I'll leave it at that.
Man, wish I could be so lucky to get invited to the tummy tickler, but always a bridesmaid.
It's as good as it sounds, let's put it that way.
I bet it is. Jim, what are we watching tonight?
We're watching Saw.
That we are the first in a Just Won't Die film series, the 2004 horror film Saw, directed by James Wan, written by Leah Whannell, and starring, Jim, can we get a pronunciation on this? Carrie Elwes? Ills?
I always said Carrie Ooze.
Ooze? Carrie
Maybe like Yules, like maybe there's like an H that's implied.
Yeah, all right, so we'll go Carrie Ooze, Danny Glover, and Monica Potter. Quite an eclectic cast for such what is basically a student film. Very wild to see they got so at least two decently heavy hitters to be in this.
Is that the idea? Like this was like James Wan's like student film?
I'm pretty sure this was like the first movie that him and the writer Leah Whannell as a team did like fresh out of film school. Like this was
Okay.
like their coming out party, so to speak, to
Gotcha.
like let
'Cause you made
Hollywood
it
know
sound
they
he
meant
like
business.
turned in Saw for his like thesis. Like
Can you
you made
imagine
it sound
out in
like
the
Danny.
outback?
He was like, "Hey, Danny Glover, what are you doing this weekend? I know you're in SAG, but you want to be in my student movie?" Like,
Listen, I got a student film I need to make. A lot of torture involved. I need someone to sell it.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, no,
no, I mean it makes sense. This was like his directorial debut, basically.
pretty much. But if I remember correctly, I think the two of them are also like from like I want to say Australia, which makes it even wilder that they got them out there to do this movie and everything. Yeah,
I mean,
after finishing film school, Australian director James Wan and Australian writer Leah Whannell. Even crazier. Just imagine you're just like a star in Hollywood, and all of a sudden you get a call from Australia. Some random dudes at a film school are like, "Hi, mate. So I got a story for you."
yeah. I mean, it makes sense though, because if you go up to them and you say, "Hey, I'll make this horror movie. It's got a pretty crazy concept, and I'll do it for like about $1 million." You know what I mean? That feels like such an easy one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, listen, they just, they like to lend their talents to the next generation. These guys, these are top dogs here. Getting the next crop of talent ready to go, and go
Yeah,
they
Danny
did.
Glover's not getting that Nicole Kidman money, that's for sure.
That's for sure. That is definitely for sure. Now, of course, Jim, we have the DVD cover for the log line here, and I ask you tonight, which log line would you like? Would you like the regular Saw one? Would you like the eight movie collection one? Or would you like this sweet steelbook one?
I knew you were gonna have a Saw steelbook, you loser. I
Jim,
just
Jim,
knew it.
the
I
steelbook,
was like,
it's you can't see it, but it's a TV, and when you take the slip off, it reveals the jigsaw puppet. That's
oh,
wild.
whoa, how spooky.
I'm here collecting art, Jim.
Which brings me, what do you think of the puppet? What's the
Uh,
deal with the puppet? Is it
what do I
actually
think of the
scary?
puppet? Uh, I mean, I think when I was younger as a kid, he definitely creeped me out a little bit. As an adult, not so much. It's kind of a little bit silly when he like rides in on his tricycle.
Yeah. I wonder if they've sort of cheapened the doll over time because I remember thinking it used to be scary, and now watching this, it was not even remotely scary. I think it's just because we've seen it in so much pop culture other than this now.
Very true. Also, like watching it now, like if I had just survived the bear trap and I just saw like a pup ride in with on a tricycle, I would be so pissed. I'd be
Yeah,
like, I didn't survive all this shit for you to not take it seriously, Jigsaw. What is this shit? Like a little respect here.
it's a very weird twist, you know? Like why would that be what happens?
I don't know. I mean, listen, Jigsaw, he can't be batting 1,000 all the time, all right? Not every idea is going to hit it out of the park, but he's got to
Yeah.
try. He's got to test this stuff out.
Seemed like he was pretty committed to the puppet though. It seemed he was like all in on it.
All right, listen, maybe the man, big fan of the Muppets, grew up on puppets. He's just trying to integrate it into his act. I can't speak for the man, all right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
He's
like a pretty twisted ventriloquist act at the end of the day.
yeah, he's throwing everything against the wall, just seeing what sticks. And even though for us it might off the
Yeah,
panel.
that's what I'm saying. The weird part is that the puppet is what stuck for him. It's this horrible, like, gruesome survivalist like fantasy, you know? And just this little puppet. Just a little puppet with some spiral cheeks, you know? It's so silly.
Someone's like, listen, Jigsaw, the pig mask works, scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah, pig
You got
mask was way
yeah,
scarier. Yeah.
but listen, man.
Imagine if it was just the pig mask giving them the
Yeah.
orders, you know?
He's like, but listen, man, you gotta lose the puppet. Like, I survived the bear trap. The puppet came in. I started laughing hysterically. Like, what is this, man? You're not striking fear. I'm walking out hand in hand with the puppet. It's quite a time. But our lovely logline reads, with its story of a morally obsessed serial killer who forces his victims to play horrific games of torture and survival, Saw shocked audiences, redefined the horror genre, and spawned one of the most successful franchises of all time. Wow, that's a really shitty logline, Disc.
Yeah, well, this is what you get for
Bastards.
buying the Saw Steelbook.
Yeah, this is what I get for doing the whole it says it on the other one too. Man, these recyclers, bastards. You know what it is. It's Saw. Up doing weird shit.
Yeah,
Jigsaw
right.
stolen
What
out
else are you supposed
vengeance.
to write on the back of it other than, you've heard of it. It's you know what it is. What are we
It's
talking
Saw,
about?
bro. Come on. We made like
How are you
11.
just buying this now? Like
They just write in the back like, dude, it's Saw. We made 17 of these. You know what this is.
yeah, so many of them too. What are they up to
So,
now? Is it like 10?
possibly 10 or 11. Yeah, 10. Yeah,
How
because
many of them is Chris Rock in?
unfortunately, only one. Spiral from the Book of Saw.
Oh, okay.
Our
Oh, there's a
favorite.
book too.
Yeah,
Okay.
our favorite. The subtitle from the Book of Saw. Spiral.
Yeah.
Spiral Notebook.
Subtitles so that when you search this on streaming, it comes up.
Yeah. Fucking so dumb. Uh Memories, Jim? What is the first you remember of coming across Saw? Because I don't think you saw it in theaters with us.
No, I don't think I did. I think I watched this at home for the first time, either on like one of the movie channels or we probably rented it. This is definitely a movie my dad would have been like, "Eh, this is the hot new movie. We got to rent this one." He was all about like the movie. Anytime everybody was talking about a movie, he had to go see it. And a lot of people were talking about this movie, so I think we probably rented it.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, this definitely hit the zeitgeist way more than any of the other horror movies that we've done so far for 2004. I saw this. This was just me and Blank that saw together. And he then dragged me to every single Saw movie every year for the midnight showings of all of them. I
The
remember
midnight
this.
showings is so crazy. Why
Yeah,
would you guys go to those?
yeah, I don't know. We did every single Saw midnight showing, and what made it even worse is that the first Saw movie growing up was the only one that I genuinely liked. Every other one we saw after that, I didn't really care for. But he would drag me to them, and I would go, obviously, because like I didn't want him to go alone. I just like going to see movies and hanging out with Blank, so I would go, and we'd be sitting in there for the midnight release, waiting for it to start, and he had already looked up all the spoilers. So I was like, "What the fuck am I here for, then, man? Like, you already know the whole fucking movie."
Right, why are you here?
But I remember this first one in particular because we went and saw it right after school ended on Friday. We went right to the theater to go see it so that we could get the movie in before I was going that night camping with my dad, brother, and a family friend and their kids. We would do this camping trip every year. And so that night we were leaving for the camping trip, but we were like, blank was like, we got to go see this movie first. So we went and saw it. And I remember so much while watching it that I was like, this was the worst fucking idea to do because now I'm about to go camping in the dark woods for like the weekend. And all I'm going to be picturing at night, like while I'm in this campsite, is that goddamn pig mask, like out in the distance. So it completely ruined the camping trip for me because the whole weekend, every time the sun would go down, I'd be like, I'm fucking miserable right now, dude. I'm so scared because keep thinking about that goddamn pig mask.
Yeah, I guess so. It just I don't know that this movie's actually scary at all, though.
But
I
also,
don't
like,
think
we were 13, 14, Jim.
I
Like,
know, but it was like there was, and I'm getting ahead of myself here, but there was so many points where it was like more like cellular than it was like a horror movie. You know what I
no,
mean?
watching it now, there's nothing about it now that scares me whatsoever. It plays more like a thriller now than it does like an actual horror movie. But like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie and say that at 14, after watching that, then being in the middle of nowhere in the dark, that when your head just starts playing games with you, it doesn't manage to freak you out a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a fun time camping that weekend. But yeah, it's fun memories for that movie. But yeah, this movie, like we just said, is ended up being the movie that they talked about for horror movies. You know, not only just that year, but it ended up being we're going to put out a Saw movie every year for the next like 19 years. So box office wise, I'm sure this movie struck a chord with the audience. Let's cue it up, Jim. Let's dive into some box office numbers.
Numbers, dates, numbers, numbers, dates, array, dates, numbers. Show me the money.
All right.
Show me some money.
We talked about this a little bit already. It's going to open against a $1.2 million budget, right?
Incredible.
Really small budget. And I mean, it's really shot in like maybe 3 rooms, maybe like four if you count a police station in there somewhere, you know?
Yeah, they keep it
So
modest despite the insanity that does show up in some of those scenes.
yeah, so it makes sense. Like a lot of the effects are very practical looking, you know. I don't think they actually are like working bear traps, but they look pretty gnarly, you know. Um, so I don't know. I think they got a lot out of that $1.2 million budget. And it's going to open the weekend of October 29th through October 31st, Halloween weekend.
Oh yeah, now that's the time, baby.
It's going to open down in third place with 18.2 million.
18.2 gonna put us in the number 69 spot. Hey, hey. Behind the terminals, 19.1, but ahead of the rundowns, 18. And for a 1.2 budget, that's a pretty solid weekend for an untested non-IP movie to be dropping for Halloween.
Yeah,
That's new franchise right there.
right. Third place too, like which is pretty good considering what it is, you
Yeah.
know. Um I'm guessing like I remember there being some buzz about this, kind of. Like at least once it got released it had a lot of buzz and it clearly had something going at the start. It's behind The Grudge in first place, the second week of The Grudge, and then in second place, the opening weekend king from this week, Ray.
Yeah, I know you're so excited for next week's episode.
Can't wait.
So excited.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it again because I'm probably gonna watch it and be like, "Hey, this is actually pretty good." After all, I've been hyping this up. I just like it's gonna. I'm definitely gonna watch it and be like, "Ah, that's actually not so bad, huh?"
Completely crater his whole argument that he's got queued up, ready to
Yeah.
go.
Turns
You're
out
gonna, you're, gonna-
4.5.
you're gonna be like, listen, all of what I'm saying is true. Ray is the outlier, all right? All the other ones, though.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so I mean, strong opening for Saw going into weekend two. So this will be interesting to see how it can run through November because I mean, Halloween's over, right? Going into weekend two, it's gonna drop 39.3% down to fourth place with 11.1 million.
It's not a bad drop.
Not bad. It's staying in the top 10. Weekend three, 42% drop down to 6.4 million, down in eighth place.
That's a big jump from 4 to 8. Oh no.
Weekend
We, might-
4,
we can.
55.2% drop.
Oh boy.
2.9 million down in 10th place.
Ooh, it's final weekend. I mean, definitely big drops in November, which makes sense since we're after Halloween and there's less interest. But having made 18 off of 1.2, everything else for these weeks is just icing on the cake.
Yeah, and it stays in the top 10 basically through November. So like for about a month. That's definitely racking up some decent money.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And yeah, weekend 5 it was down to 13th, so it was like kind of like out of there.
Ooh.
Some totals. It's going to finish with 56 million domestic, 48 million international for a worldwide total of $104 million.
All right. We got over the threshold, baby. 100 million blockbuster movie right there. For
Hey,
your first movie out of film school, absolute success.
yeah, I
Like
mean, it's
that's
obviously a success. I gotta take issue with this though. Isn't it only a blockbuster if it makes 100 million domestic?
Jim, you know what? We're trying to give credit where credit could be due here, but fine. We want to get all technical about it. Yeah, the
I
standard.
mean, I'm
We're a
pretty sure it's
global
domestic.
we're a global audience here, all right? I'm not just some domestic clown from America.
I mean, I suppose so. If you say so.
So 104, we said worldwide.
Yeah, 104 million worldwide.
All right. That's going to put us in the number 73 spot behind the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is 107.4, but ahead of Jimmy Neutron's 103.
Yeah. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre making 107 is why you're like, hey, I got this crazy concept for a horror movie. Just give me $1 million. That like they'll do that every time, you know, because a horror movie will like there's a floor to it if it gets some buzz.
It is crazy how it's always just such a tried and tested method to just be like throw one to possibly five, depending on the property, at a horror movie, and you're like, we could see some good returns. Just works every time.
Yeah, just put it out like in October and call it a day.
Although recently they've just been like, hey, Halloween's around, release no horror movies. We put them out every month but Halloween.
Well, yeah, because teenagers don't go to the movies anymore.
Animals. Fucking
Yeah.
animals.
What?
Fucking animals.
Yeah, I feel like horror movies were always popular for kids like that were in high school, you know? And I hear they're all on the TikToks and the
They're all just being on that old internet on their phone now. Can't look up at a bigger screen.
Yeah. Why would I go to the movies when I can just watch the movie in 15-second clips over the next 3 years? They'll show me all the good parts.
What a world we've grown into. Reception wise, Jim, 50% from the critics, 84% from the audience. Audience was digging on this. 7.6 from IMDb, but the classic horror score, C plus. Horror
Oof.
always tends to just trend lower in the cinema score, we've noticed, than other genres. I wonder why that
Yeah.
is.
I don't know. That's interesting. I
Because a
think it's
lot of the
because most horror
times,
movies have really terrible endings. I think
I
that's
guess,
why.
but usually, like a lot of the times, your opening weekend for your horror movie is usually the most like gung ho horror aficionados. So you would think the cinema score would trend higher due to them being more forgiving because a lot of horror people love the worse a horror movie is sometimes. So it's
Yeah.
interesting that kind of the opposite would be true, where they're always like horror scores in the C and B minus range.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could sort of see what you're saying. I wonder if that horror aficionado audience is how do I say this? Like purists, you know what I mean? Like they go in like being like, "Nah, that wasn't that good," you know, like that kind of energy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I wonder if they brought any of that energy to the IMDb's ratings.
Yeah,
Let's
this will
find
be an
out.
interesting one because I don't know that I think it's going to be that interesting. So I'm interested to see if it's interesting or not. Like, I feel like there's so many straightforward things to say that aren't like uh the
just
lady
saying
that
things.
Carrie Ells was married to was hot, you know? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know that that's gonna
Yeah.
come up.
A lot of it, not a lot of insane people could be showing up here, but we could be wrong. If there's one thing the IMDb ratings have taught us is to expect nothing
Yeah.
because they
On
will
the
always
flip
pivot
side, I
on.
might be hearing about George Bush in a couple of seconds, so I don't know. We'll
Oh,
see.
yeah, you never know. Yeah, you want to hear about how Saw is an allegory for our pullout of Afghanistan?
No, I don't actually. Now that you mention it,
You,
no.
yeah, you guys aren't ready for that, but your kids are gonna love that one. We got our first one star here, Jim, and they write the dumbest green light since Geely. The basic premise of Saw is it's cool to have epileptic editing and short music video based shots. The movie
Okay, he's kind
continuously
of cooking so
jumps.
far.
The movie continuously jumps from one scene to another without a discernible transition. This is a horrible cross between the Blair Witch for its camera techniques and Scooby Doo for sheer stupidity. If I were so afflicted, I am sure that this movie would have induced a seizure. The saddest part of this project is that it features genuinely good actors, and they were either miscast or poorly directed because no amount of talent on screen can save a thundering turd like this. I beg you, don't see this movie. Future generations may depend on your being able to think clearly, something this intellectual parasite on celluloid will permanently deprive you of. Please think of the children.
Think of the children.
Yeah, that's the first time we've gotten to think of the children call it. Won't
Yeah, I like
somebody
it.
think of the children?
I like it too because he's not really clutching pearls as much as he's just like, are we really gonna subject them to this bad movie? Just
Not only
he's
are we
not
going
upset about the
to
gore or anything like that. You know, it's
not
just
only are we
not
going to
good.
not only are we going to subject them to this bad movie, we're going to subject them to 9 sequels too.
Yeah, I mean, he also wasn't wrong though. They did keep making them forever.
You think you're ready for this one, buddy? Just wait for Saw 9.
Yeah, he was on to a couple things though. The first like three or four sentences of that, I was like, man, am I gonna give this movie 1 star too? He's preaching to the choir right now.
We got one other oneer. Like you said, you pretty much hit the money on the head. There wasn't that many crazy people in here, so we didn't have as much insanity to pull from. But I found one other oneer of note that we could go on here. And he writes, Saw, the worst movie I have ever seen, or the biggest disappointment in horror films since Leprechaun 4. More than anyone, I wanted Saw to be great. The trailers made it seem like a gritty, innovative film with nods to other dark thrillers like 7 or 8 millimeter. What I watched was, quite honestly, the worst movie I have ever seen in its entirety, swiftly dethroning Leprechaun 4 in space from that coveted position. I could go on for
What
hours
did
about the.
Leprechaun 4 ever do to you, man? Leave
I
us
love
out
it.
of it.
They went to space. I guess that's what they did to him. I could go on for hours about the gut wrenchingly terrible acting and the handfuls of completely unknown actors, or the lack of gore that should have filled nearly every scene, or the several plot twists that neither surprised nor made sense. Instead, I'll just say I love horror movies more than any other person, and I have a sizable tolerance for generally bad movies that were meant to be bad. I truly cannot believe this one is getting more positive professional reviews than The Grudge. If any of my friends watch Saw and think it's great, I will have to lose them as friends forever.
Oh my
You're
God.
you were
The
right,
stakes
Jim.
are so incredibly high.
The C plus cinema scores is making whole other now.
Yeah,
You were
it's the
right.
horror aficionado, man. They're like, Saw is stupid, and if you like Saw, we're not friends.
You think Saw was better than Leprechaun 3? Well, I got news for you,
Yeah,
buddy.
it wasn't until Leprechaun 4 that horror movies were ruined, sir. Thank you very much.
Guess what, buddy? You're not getting a car ride home from me. You're gonna walk your ass home. No friend of mine's gonna sit in this car thinking this movie's better than Leprechaun 3.
Have fun picking up the tab, Saw fan. Like, what are we talking about?
Oh man. You do you, horror aficionado. Especially this guy. Like a better, bigger horror fan than anyone else.
Anyone else, ever.
Anyone
He's
else.
met
Ever.
all of them. He knows.
Ever. You think you know horror movies? Wrong. This man knows horror movies. Let's check in with our tenants. See if maybe they have anything more interesting to say. Our first tenor writes, want to see a movie that holds you in suspense for the entire time, not knowing the outcome until right at the very end? Want to see a movie which has some of the scariest scenes you've ever seen? This is it. Not only that, but this movie makes you come out with a positive note. You will appreciate your life more. It is well crafted. The games the killer creates are sick but ingenious. That doll freaks me out. The flashlight scene is perfect. The high paced flow and rapid scene changing envelops the viewer into the intensity of the film. Take a chick, and you can guarantee she'll be on you by the end of the night. Jesus, guy. Well, I
Yeah,
think so. Man,
pretty
did I
out
fuck up.
there. That's such a crazy thing to say.
Here was I
Saw's
thinking,
gonna have these girls appreciating their life so
yeah,
much that I'm totally getting some. What a crazy thing to say.
listen, bro, he'll get with you. Why? Because of the implication.
Yeah,
The horror is just so good. She can't help but take a piece.
right. Also, the killer was genius. You agree with that? You think the killer was ingenious?
I don't know about ingenious,
I
sick
don't
and
know.
twisted, maybe. I don't know if anything was
Yeah,
that
more
like
twisted.
clever.
I mean, none of his games were that hard to figure out. You know what I'm saying?
Also, like, or at least I feel like a lot of the times, a lot of the games aren't like equally like winnable comparative to the person that's in it. Because like the bear trap person, you just got to kill this dude, get the key, and you're out of it. But
Right.
what did the dude who had to like walk around with the flame while covered in like flammable retardant
Right.
while trying to find 6,000 different combinations to open up a lock? What did that guy ever do to anybody that game should be that hard?
Yeah, I mean the bear trap girl, it was literally like there was people getting their legs that had to chop off their own legs and all kinds of stuff. And hers was just like, yeah, go kill that other person really quick. You're not even like chained up, like you just gotta do it fast. You just hurry up.
You never really know enough about someone to find out if the punishment is worth the crime.
Yeah, I mean I guess so. If, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I don't know if any crime is worth any of these punishments.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And all of the crimes that he was committed, like putting on people, I'm not even sure they're really crimes either.
Yeah, you're right. We better temper this before we start giving ice ideas.
Yeah, right. Like, I just want to make it very clear. I don't think the correct punishment for adultery is having to cut off your own leg. I don't think that's what we should do.
I'm with it. Hey, you're an addict. Might as well get your face ripped off in a bear trap.
Yeah.
It's
You're an
like,
addict.
damn,
There's only
man.
one prescription. You got to murder that guy and take a key
Yeah.
out of his stomach. Otherwise, this bear trap's going to rip your jaw apart.
Hey, dude, you were thinking about harming yourself and you cut yourself once. Well, now I'm gonna put you in a cage full of barbed wire.
Yeah, and that's as clever as they get, by the way. None of them are ingenious, and that one's not even that hard to come up with. It's just like one step, You're like, oh yeah, that's cool. It's like the opposite of what he did. Okay. It's not.
Absurd. We got one more tenor here. And they write Saw was the craziest, most awesome movie I have seen all year. There were twists and turns, a great ending that no one saw coming. This was the most fun I had at a movie, and I can't even tell you how long. I can't wait for the DVD. I was so into it that I was holding my wife's hand tighter than she was holding mine. You wouldn't know
Oh,
that this was Juan's first movie he directed. He looked like a pro. Man, I have seen some crap the last couple of months, but this movie restored my faith back in Hollywood.
golly.
The faith has been restored, Jim.
Yeah, Hollywood saved. It's definitely not going to go downhill from there.
Who knew it just took two film students from Australia to get us right back on track?
Yeah, they needed a new set of eyes to really crack the case here.
Much like all the people in the movie got a new lease on life, so too did Hollywood.
Yeah,
How
right.
prophetic was this movie?
Hollywood realized that it's been keeping a bear trap on its neck for thousands of years. They're like, oh my God, what have we been doing? We really got a carpe diem.
Carpe diem they did by making 9 more of them.
Yeah.
Well, I make some money off of this. I got it. I'll just run it into the ground.
Yeah. But also, we're going to develop billion-dollar Aquaman director James Wan.
Also true, man. Humble beginnings.
Yeah. I had to bring up Aquaman. Easily the best superhero movie that's ever been made. Like, at least in the last decade, for sure.
James Wan turning that into just a billion-dollar success. This man's been printing money since 2004.
Yeah. You show me the other superhero movies that have a giant octopus playing drums.
I can't. I can't do it, Jim.
Exactly.
I just can't do it. Did you ever watch the second one?
No, don't need to.
You're right, you don't need to, but if there was one moment in this movie that
you talked to me about it on this
I
show
did, right?
before.
Did we talk about this one before? Right?
Yes,
when
we
he
talked
they
about
throw
it.
him into the ocean?
Yes.
Stellar. Find it on YouTube, hang it in the Louvre. It's an incredible scene. How did we feel about Saw watching it this go around?
I mean, so it's really silly. It's really, really silly.
It is very silly.
I think it kind of gets off to a bad start with Carrie Ewes, like his Batman audition in the beginning, when it's just like he's not on camera and the guy just got out of the bathtub and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? What's your name?" Like,
And you're same as you.
yeah, don't yell. It hasn't worked. Like,
Yeah, there was it was a tough go around for Carrie Ooze because I can't say that it gets better for him as it goes on and he has to start dialing up the intensity. He goes all over the place in this movie, and I don't know if any of it's called for.
yeah, well, first of all, I think a lot of it's called for. He's in a pretty crazy situation.
He is,
I
but
think he gets better as the movie goes on. But just for the start of the movie, him doing that Batman voice off camera, and then he doesn't even talk like that anymore in the rest of the movie.
Listen,
And
it was
it's just
the
like,
dark
why was
did
he
it to
doing
him.
that? Why did he sound like that? Why wasn't he just like, "Hey, what's your name?" Why would he be all gruff about it?
He had to adapt to the setting in which he was in. The lights were off. It was dark in there. He had to be a gruff exterior. He didn't know who this other guy was.
Right, right. And I mean that's the answer is that they just want it to sound gruff in the beginning of the movie to like hit you. And it's like that's not a good enough reason, okay? He
But then
needs
once the lights turn on and he sees that the other guy's a little bitch, he's like, all right, I can talk in my regular voice now.
yeah,
So this
right.
guy's a punk, bro.
Okay, maybe that actually makes sense. I'm kind of back on board.
I do find it funny watching, when I was looking up some reviews and just reading about like people's thoughts of the movie, everyone talks like the one thing I see consistently is that Carrie Ells is awful in this movie, like god awful, like some of the worst acting he's ever done. But nobody ever mentions the other guy, Adam, which is actually the writer of the movie, Leah Whannell. And like you can clearly tell that this dude has never acted in anything before in his life. Like his delivery of a lot of his lines are like, this seems like the first thing this dude's ever made, and it shows. So
Yeah,
I always find it funny that it so much gets dumped on Carrie Ooze, but no one ever says anything about Leah Whannell in the movie.
yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the other guy is definitely way worse. I think Carrie Ewells does way better as the movie goes on. Like his intense scenes actually carry a lot of weight. Carrie?
Ooh, look at you. I lose it though after he's sawed off his leg and he crawls over to uh Adam, I believe the other character's name is, and he has to like explain how he's got to leave, but like he's just doing like a really like soft, like he just got shot with a tranquilizer voice. He's like, I have to go search for help.
Yeah.
I'll come back. And
Otherwise,
it's
I'll
like,
lead to death.
yeah, it's like again, he's lost a lot of blood and he's losing it, but I'm like, this soft, whispery voice is cracking me up.
Yeah, see, I was sold on that. I was
No,
totally in. I
it
totally
sells me
bought
like it makes so much sense that he would sound like that, but like for whatever reason, every time I'm not expecting it, and then he does it, and I just lose it.
Yeah. I I think he gets better as it goes on though. I like when he's like screaming. Dude, when Benjamin shows up at the end in the thing and he's like,
Yeah,
I'll kill you. I'll kill and he like pulls the trigger at him like 6 times, but there's no bullets. That scene was awesome. Like Carrie Ills was killing it in that, man.
A
How
lot
can
of
people say
lost
he's bad in
characters.
this?
A lot of lost characters showing up in this movie too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Sure.
Miles was in there.
Yeah, Miles is in there and Benjamin Locke. Not Benjamin Locke, Benjamin Linus. Locke, completely different person. I will say one of the things that I can't stand about this movie, and it's something that they use in all of the Saw movies, is like a thing of it. And I guess it makes sense in this movie because they were using it to hide the low budgetness of the movie. But all of the, like the one guy said in the comments, the epileptic editing and cutting and just like fast camera moving to hide the fact that like this is a low budget, like almost student film, it drives me bananas every time it happens in this movie. Like it just makes me like nauseous. I can't stand it. And I hate that then for the rest of the Saw movies, they were like, no, that's the gimmick of Saw, man. Like we're gonna put that in all of them. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's definitely really um over the top at times. I can't remember exactly which one. I think it's a Danny Glover one, where he's like agonizing over the things on his walls. He's like, I can't believe you let him go. And he's like saying all kinds of crazy shit. And then it like cuts to him and he's just like grabbing his head, like shaking, and like the camera is shaking. And it's like, it's very over the top, very over the top. And it looks really cheap too. It doesn't really work.
They do it in every trap too. When the guy is running through the barbed wire, they like do that like crazy thing as he's going
Oh,
back and forth in
yeah,
it.
yeah.
They do it with the girl in the bear trap and like it
Yep.
has her like
She's running around shaking her
yeah,
head. Yeah.
yeah. They do it with every single trap, and it gets old real fast. The only time they did it that I thought it looked stylish is when Ben Linus is driving to where they're being held, and Danny Glover is following in the car behind him, and they do like a quick kind of cut that shows like a sense of urgency and speed to it.
Yeah,
The
with a
only
car chase, sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was the only time that it worked, and it worked well because it wasn't like trying to spin the camera around or make it like a very like kinetic. Like it was just to display like a sense of speed, and it worked. So it was the
Yeah.
only time in the movie that they did it where I was like, I like that. Every other time I was like, please stop, just stop doing this.
It's the only time where it blended in, you know? Every other time
Exactly.
I felt
Yeah.
like it was so out of place. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing I didn't like, why does this movie need to be told like not chronologically? Like why? It's just so bad for the first 45 minutes of it. You never know when anything is happening. It's like so complicated for no reason.
Their constant need to have to tell this non-linearly makes it so that by the time we get to the point where they're like Lawrence and they look up and see it's 6 o'clock, there's been no sense of that ticking clock to six throughout the entire movie because we keep going back in time to all of these different things that you completely forget about the ticking time bomb that is he
Yep.
has till 6 o'clock to do this. So like
Yeah,
when it finally happens, it just feels like the wind is out of your sails. There was no buildup of that tension because we're constantly going to yesterday, the day before. Oh wait, you're hiding stuff that you know more of. Oh well, now we have to go back and tell what you remember. We have to tell back what I remember. It's just like there's so much cross cutting that I feel like doesn't need to be there.
yeah, and you're not just going back to yesterday or the day before either. I mean, Danny Glover is a disgraced ex-cop in the present day of this movie. And they're cutting to him as if it was like a week or two ago and they're investigating a murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's never any context that tells you otherwise, you know? Until you find out at the end, like, no, he's not even on the force anymore. And it feels like what a lot of those reviews were getting to. It feels like a very cheap twist that's meant to be like, what? You know, like you're supposed to feel like there's more to it because it's now told not linearly when really there's just not much there, you know?
It feels like the non-linear storytelling is the device used to hide what is otherwise like very much just a cookie cutter idea.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing too. This movie is way better if you tell it in chronological order, and the last like 20 minutes is him in the trap. You know what I mean? Except for the fact that when you actually think about what happens when they're in the trap where he has to cut his leg off, there's really not like 20 consecutive minutes of build there, you know? It's
Not
not like
much.
really a finale to a movie the way it ought to be. So they're just kind of like, well, we'll just like mix it in here, you know? And then like we know the end is Cracker Jacks, you know? Like we got that. We just got to get us to like 90 minutes or so, and then that'll be cool.
You realize that like there's not a lot to do within the confines of the room that they're in.
Right. If you were putting that in on screen in order when they're in the room, it would maybe be 6 minutes of runtime, you know?
Yeah.
All the stuff with them like finding the key and then like turning the lights off, you could do that so quickly. You
Yeah.
would have to do it so quickly if it was happening in like continuous order because you'd need more things to keep you interested. And these like they're better, I guess, in drips for that part of it. But again, it just feels like it's really just hiding the fact that there's not much there to it.
Trying to hide in this like mystery of Jigsaw even is in this one too.
Yeah, but the mystery's better if you play it in order too. You know what I mean? Like so much of it is so much better if you do it in order. I feel like there's nothing really to be gained from jumping around, other
I
than to be like, ah, wasn't that premise kind of cool when you didn't have to think about it too hard for too long in a row? Like,
And also, like, it's not even like you lose the Jigsaw reveal at the end by doing chronologically either.
yeah, of course not.
Yeah, because you can still set up, the Zep is the thing behind it. By if you just put these all chronologically, like you're still getting like the same bang out of your buck. And honestly, that reveal hits even better. I feel like in that point, if we're going chronologically. Also,
Yeah, I
it's
mean, I don't know if it's better or worse, that part of it. I just think it makes so much more sense. And again, it's like this is gonna sound like a crazy comparison, but you remember that JGL movie where he's like the tightrope walker? You know what I mean?
walk.
The walk, yeah. The walk crescendos towards this thing at the end, and there's like the thing at the end, and he does the big thing, and it's like as epic as it ought to be, you know, and they're able to squeeze a lot of time out of it. It feels like the ending of Saw should be the same thing. Like if you see all these traps coming, and now all of a sudden, like one of your main characters is in the middle of one, you know what I mean? It feels like it's so much cooler, and you can stay in that place, and it's so tense for so long, and like they have to figure out a way out of it, but there's not really a way out of it, and you can do that all in a way that's interesting for a long time, and it just feels like we got gypped that it wasn't, you know?
Yeah, I guess just trying to think how you would even play that. Because then at what point does he get taken into your trap where it doesn't feel like the first half of this movie is just this main character meandering around the outside of what is this overarching plot that he isn't really a part of, other than the fact that his pen like was magically at one of the sites.
You just make it the cop, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have to
It's
just
just the
switch
like
around a
Danny
little bit.
Glover ends up in one of the traps in the end, you know? Like he's been looking for this guy for a couple of years as a cop, and then it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to rewrite Saw, which isn't the best way to do this.
I mean, it does feel crazy though that Carrie is even gets put in a trap to begin with, because like when he plays the tape, Jigsaw's like, you tell people that they're gonna die for a living. And it's like, well, yeah, what the fuck else is he supposed to do? He's a cancer
Yeah,
doctor.
somebody's
Like,
got to tell him. I
yeah, like
mean,
it's just, like that's his fucking job. Like you're so bent out of shape about it, you're blaming him.
yeah.
Like this guy saw off his leg because he had to tell you had cancer. Like he didn't give it to you.
Yeah. And then I don't, like the drama with his wife isn't really that meaty, really, you know. There's not really much going on there. It is kind of a twist that he didn't actually cheat on her at all.
Yeah. That just makes Jigsaw look dumb for capturing someone to put into a trap that didn't actually deserve to even be in there. If you're doling out your like street justice, you didn't even do your due diligence.
Yeah, well, see, I don't think Jigsaw is even aware that he's thinking about cheating on his wife. He never even mentions it.
Isn't Adam in there for taking pictures of Gordon?
I guess. Why is Adam in there? Did they say?
I would assume it was
Why
for being
is
like a
either of them in
voyeur.
there? Why? So what did either
This
of
is what I'm
them
talking.
do?
His Jigsaw's plans of putting people in for their reasons like makes zero sense. Like I guess the idea is supposed to be like it's people that aren't having an appreciation for their life. It's the idea that
Sure.
like mine is taken away from me and you're not valuing it enough in my eyes. So you're going to get put in this thing to test how much you really want and learn to value your life. But there's nothing about what these people are doing. Like maybe you in
Well,
your twisted mind, you
okay.
could say for the drug addict, like, hey, you're not taking care of your life or whatever. But Carrie Elways is like, he's just a doctor and he might be a little unhappy in his marriage, but how does that constitute this man doesn't value life? Or the
Yeah,
voyeur who
well,
just takes pictures doesn't value life.
I guess what I would say then, if when you put it that way, I could see where he like it would have to be that Carrie Ills is like taking his family for granted. You know what I mean? The same way like if the idea is people are taking life for granted, so they need to be put to the test. He's taking his family for granted, I think is the only thing that makes sense. But then as the movie goes on, you find out he's not really taking his family for granted at all, really. Even in the beginning, I mean, what's the worst thing he does? He makes his daughter wait 25 seconds before he goes and checks her room and like puts her to bed for the night. I mean, oh my God, what a monster.
A
You know?
lot of time for monsters under the bed to come out and get his daughter. I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, he really is going to the hospital a lot of the time to go to work, but I guess is that it? Like he's got to like he's taking too much time away from his family for work. That's it.
yes, but I don't know if that constitutes being thrown in an insane, elaborate trap to prove your worth to life by losing like body parts.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's definitely not going to live at the end.
But we'll say, Jim, I don't know if you noticed this. When Dr. Gordon gets the phone in the box for the first time, if they thought that day was bad, just wait for tomorrow. When he takes that cell phone out, it shows the date on the cell phone. The date was September 10th, 2001.
Oh man. Oh no.
Yeah, if they thought being stuck in an elaborate death trap was bad, they haven't
Man.
seen anything yet. Imagine the death trap that they put them in was actually in the basement of one of the World Trade Centers.
Okay, so hold on.
Okay, all right.
How many Saw movies do they have to make before they're like, Osama, let's play a game? And it's like Jigsaw was behind 9/11. Like, how many Saw movies do they have to make before they get to that?
I mean, honestly, if Jigsaw really wants to put his money where his mouth is and talk about getting people to value some shit, he's got to take it to some big heavy hitters.
Right, right. What is he gonna do? This one person at a time? I mean, come on, it's gonna take forever. There's hundreds of millions of people in the US. You gotta do something big, man. Get on the news.
Like, I got to go for broke here, bro.
Yeah, he's only got so much time. He's got
Yeah,
an inoperable tumor in his
yeah,
brain.
right. He ain't gonna be around much longer. He's got to operate, man. That would be a very well, Jim. If they were to make one more Saw sequel, it would be Saw 11.
Come on, dude. It writes itself. This is too easy.
Man, all right, somebody, hold on. Let me get out my red phone to Hollywood. I just gotta make a call real quick. Someone get Lionsgate on the phone.
How many Saw movies do they have to make before they get to like a World War One like remake, like where that's like a prequel?
Jigsaw fighting on the front lines, getting
Yeah.
just smelling mustard gas is where the tumor started. Or
And
he
he's
worked.
like he's like putting soldiers in his trap because he's like, you
Yeah,
guys need to value life. I know it looks bad right now, but
he actually used to work on movie sets, and he worked on the Genghis Khan John Wayne movie set, and yeah, that's
yeah.
where he got his tumor from.
Oh no. Yeah, where Saw goes Hollywood. When does he go get revenge on Hollywood?
Dude, man, like Hollywood, we're just bristling with ideas over here. There's just so much on the table.
Yeah, I don't think you got a check for Saw Goes Hollywood. I don't think that's really your idea at the end of the day. I think that one's
Listen,
pretty
listen.
easy.
I have ideas flowing. I don't need to get paid for every single one. I'm just here to kickstart Hollywood, much like James Wan and Leia Whannell did back when this movie
Right,
first
right.
dropped.
You're trying to put some life into it with Saw Goes Hollywood.
Listen,
That's,
man,
that's
I
just what Hollywood
yeah,
needs. That's the ticket.
just trying to let them know there's still some meat left on this carcass.
Um, the other thing, there's a lot of action scenes in this movie, way more than there should be.
Uh, yeah. There's a lot going on in this.
Like a lot of shootouts, high octane 2004 shootouts. Not really what I'm looking for in a horror movie.
Yeah, it's too actiony for its own good. It plays much less of a horror movie than it does like a thriller or even an action movie at times.
Yeah, it's and I don't think it is an action movie like at
Oh, it's
all,
it's a thriller. This
But
is
I
a
think
thriller.
that there's random points in this thriller where all of a sudden you're in an episode of 24 and you're just like, I thought I was just watching the gory cut your leg off movie. What just happened? Like,
When the two cops the jump on Jigsaw and they can't corral a dying man of cancer, I was like, this movie is absurd. Like, how do you like Danny Glover gets Jigsaw, has him at gunpoint, doesn't immediately put cuffs on him, leaves him open to a sneak attack.
right,
What are
right.
we doing?
That's a sneak
Like,
attack.
you
Just have a
deserve to be
knife
an
up his
ex-cop,
sleeve.
dude. Jigsaw over there acting like Ezio from Assassin's Creed. He's got the hood on. All of a sudden, a hidden blade comes out of his hand.
Yeah, legitimately, yeah. And then
Yeah,
he's got the tripwire
yeah.
trap.
Get the tripwire shotgun. Like, I was like, dude, Jigsaw just walking into any gun store in America, just getting a waived fee on those shotguns.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the most realistic part of the
Yeah.
whole movie. You could go buy 1,000 shotguns if you wanted to. This is
He's like,
America, baby.
I got that spring trap loaded everywhere, man. America, baby.
Yeah, no, and like that part's very actiony. Like all of a sudden you're in a cop movie, and then the part at the end when he's like in the car chase. I mean, it doesn't really belong in this.
Yeah. They tried to explore too much side of a horror movie, and it doesn't
I
always work effectively.
I will say though, if you're a young director, not a bad idea. You're like, hey, look, I could do some actiony stuff. I could do some gory stuff. I could do some horror stuff.
I mean, I know we've been shitting on it a lot, but I don't want it to make it come off that I hate this movie. I think James Wan and Leia Whannell for like what they had at their arsenal and what they were trying to do to show what they could offer. I think they did like a fairly really good job at showing what they had to offer the business. And you can see that's a really good starting point because they go on to do a lot of really good stuff, both of them. The Conjuring series comes to mind. You already mentioned Aquaman.
Aquaman, the
Uh,
best superhero movie of the last
yeah,
decade. Yeah, that one.
yeah. James Wan more so than Leia Whannell, but Leia Whannell also did one of my favorite thrillers of like the last 5 years, which is The Invisible Man. I don't know if you saw that movie with what's her name from The Handmaid's Tale?
It's Elizabeth Moss, right?
Elizabeth Moss. Yeah. Yeah. That movie, I loved that movie.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I've heard good things. It's been kind of on my radar for a little
Yeah.
while now.
Yeah. So definitely you can see a lot of the bones around here for like a lot of stuff that they would finesse and fine tune as they would go on. So I do think like there's a crux of stuff in here that I do find really enjoyable. I think a lot of the stuff when they hone in on what's going on in that main room, the actual trap with the two of them in is like pretty interesting and holds my own. I do think that it knocked my socks off as a kid, and I do still think it holds up pretty good watching it this time. The twist that Jigsaw was actually just like watching this game like all along from right there on the floor, and they
It's
set that
pretty
up
crazy that
pretty
he's the guy on the
ingeniously
floor,
too.
yeah.
They set that up earlier, I believe. With is it the barbed wire trap or the safe where they have them talking, where they're like, "Here's a hole he likes to watch," and you're not even like really thinking about that because then later you see Zepp, so you're assuming like, "Oh yeah, like he likes to watch." But then you're like, no, no, he took it one step further and he's just actually in the trap watching from in there. Makes it like even crazier.
Yeah.
Dude
You
must
think
have
he
had a
killed
hell of
you think
what?
he killed Carrie Ewells at the end?
No, I know he doesn't because I've seen the sequels.
Oh,
And Carrie Elves comes back.
yeah, man, this is why they should never make sequels.
Yeah,
I don't want to know if he lived or not.
yeah, which is kind of lame.
He
I
comes back.
believe
Are you
though,
sure it's after his foot got cut off, or is it like a
yes.
weird, like tricksy time gimmick?
No, it's after his foot got cut off
Okay. Does he
because
have
it's really
crutches?
stupid, and
Like a wheelchair?
he
What?
starts taking up the mantle of Jigsaw. They make it really dumb. Like he's like, I will also now kill.
Oh my God, it's so
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
It's so
Yeah. I don't
stupid.
remember all my sequels correctly, but I'm pretty sure Adam did die in there. That they left him in there to rot.
Yeah. I mean,
Jigsaw
yeah, how
closes the
he
door
wouldn't
on
have been
him.
able to get out. Yeah, he didn't have a key anymore. His key went through the bathtub.
Yeah, man, Jigsaw must have had a hell of a Jimmy leg after standing up after laying in there for that long.
Yeah, I'll bet. Do you think he
Yeah,
drugged himself? Because like he really was
he
like
ha-
motionless
yeah,
for
he
hours.
had to have. I don't know how, unless he's got the greatest discipline. No, he had to, because how do you have a tumor and cancer and are dying and you're just laying put, like you don't cough once, like
Right, right.
you
Which,
don't need
by the
water
way,
or anything.
he coughed on one of the tapes. It's like, man, you couldn't have like did a take two or something. He just
No,
totally like loses its luster.
he needed to leave the clues, man. He wanted to
I
get caught.
guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Overall, a lot of good stuff, but for the most part, I thought this movie was pretty lacking. I didn't really like it this time around.
You definitely liked it a lot less than I did as a kid. As a kid, I thought that this was the one out of all of them that was actually a cut above the rest. And watching it now this time, I was like, it's kind of just like a gimmicky horror movie. Like it's
I
fun. It's a fun gimmicky horror movie, but it's not as high caliber as I once thought it was.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Saw or Hostel?
Ooh. You're gonna have to ask me that again when we have to do the Hostel episode because
No,
I don't think.
give me your take right now, and then we'll revisit when Hostel
Okay,
comes out.
take right now. I'm gonna say Saw because I remember back then not liking Hostel whatsoever. Because a funny thing, it's funny that this movie is always the one that people look to for coining torture porn movies, but this movie feels so just like by the numbers thriller. Like, yeah, it has some like scenes of gore, but there's nothing really torture porny about it as far as like the other movies end up being. But Hostel, that movie was straight up torture porn.
Yeah, Hostel definitely leans into that part of it. Yep. And
Yeah,
I mean, that's literally the premise of the movie is that's what it is. Like
yeah,
it makes sense that that's what it is in Hostel.
yeah. And if that's people's cup of tea, like all the more power to you. Plenty of different horror movies. That kind of stuff does nothing for me.
Yeah. You know what they don't have in Hostel? Car chases.
Oh yeah, true. Car chases or action shootouts.
Yes, action shootouts with Benjamin Linus from Lost.
And Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Well, he at least makes sense to be in the shootout anyway.
Well, I mean, a shootout in an action movie. I don't know about in a horror movie.
Yeah, listen, this movie is like just one step removed from Predators, basically. Predator 2, whatever it's called.
Listen, this if there's if there's one thing the sequels rectified from this movie is that we needed more puppet. Puppet never showed up to get Carrie Hughes out of there.
Yeah.
Here,
Well, he
sit him.
lost the game. Why did he deserve to live? The game makes no sense. Jigsaw is not a genius. He
I guess he
needs to
deserved
really
because he
like
crawled out of there. What if the puppet like rode up and was like, Carrie, get on my tricycle? Just
get
rode
on
him.
my tricycle. Let's go get help.
Just rode him out of there. We got to do something for that leg.
We gotta do something. It's like the end of San Andreas. Like he bleeds out, and then like the guy rides his tricycle for 15 minutes, then gives him mouth to mouth and brings him back to life.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh man. What do you think Raj felt about this movie?
I man, I don't know about Raj these days. I'm not sure how I feel about Raj. I'm starting to wonder if he's bought and paid for in this time. But I think overall he's gonna say this is good. probably have some critiques about the camera and stuff, but I think overall he's gonna be like, say like, what a eye-catching movie, like something stupid like that.
He gave this movie 2 out of 4
I'm
stars.
Roger Ebert. Been a scene from the best film of the decade.
Sorry,
This is a great film.
it
Didn't know
took a
you were
second to play there.
I didn't know you were going to jump. He's more middle of the road. Raj giving this 2 out of 4. He actually lamented the gimmicks and plot contrivances, but he noted that Saw was well made and acted and does what it does about as well as could be expected.
All right.
Raj basically saying it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, Raj. I mean, I think what he was saying to me there is it's not his cup of tea, but he gets what you're trying to do, James Wan.
He's taking as middle of an approach as he possibly can. What say you, Jim? Final rating for Saw?
What did he give it? What was his number grade? Did I miss
He
that?
gave Yes, you did. He gave it a 2 out of 4.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's basically kind of how I feel about it. I feel like it's like a 50-50 kind of movie. So I'm going to give it a 2.5.
0.5. All right, yeah, right. I'm a little bit above you. I'm gonna give it a 3-er. It's a solid, fun, middle of the road movie. That's not quite as high hitting as I thought it once was, but definitely leagues above any of the Saw movies that are gonna come after it. So I'm gonna go right middle of the road. So with a 3 from me and a 2.5 from you, we're gonna get a 5.5er on the board. We're gonna do some battles right now with some 5.5ers. Jim, do you take Saw or Bruce Almighty?
Saw.
Yeah, I would take Saw.
Bruce Almighty is so bad.
Do we take Saw or Eurotrip?
Eurotrip.
Yeah, I would take Eurotrip also. Easy right there. But we'll see about the other ones. Do you take Saw or The Machinist?
The Machinist.
Yeah, I would take The Machinist. Saw or X-Men?
X-Men.
Yep. Saw or The Motorcycle Diaries?
The Motorcycle Diaries.
Yep. Saw or Brother Bear?
Brother Bear, dude. That's not even close.
Easy. Top of the 5.5ers, Jim. Saw or Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines?
Terminator 3. You win.
Yeah. All right. That was an easy battle this week. Saw settling in the 60 position, sandwiched in between Eurotrip and Bruce Almighty. And now, Jim, all eyes turn to the final movie from this week, Jamie Foxx's Ray.
I'm excited.
Yeah, our final movie for October. We'll finally be able to enter into November 2004 after this. I'm excited to get a new month on the board. Get out of these horror movie elements. Get into some holiday fare.
Just man. I really feel like a movie like Ray happens because some exec somewhere is like, listen, we gotta sell more Ray Charles greatest hits albums. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the ticket for our financial success this year. We're re-releasing a Ray Charles greatest hits album.
We need a movie to go with it.
Yeah.
All the classics, everything you love, all on one CD.
Jersey Boys. His voice is gonna explode off the radio.
I am excited to watch this movie, if only to hear your thoughts and see how exciting of a rant we're gonna get from you next week.
I mean, I'm just excited to see if Ray's, because I remember liking Ray when I was a kid, and then I've gotten like just a decade worth of absolutely horrible music biopics.
Yeah.
And
So
I wonder if I'm gonna go back and kind of enjoy it, but at the same time, I feel like I'm gonna not enjoy it at all.
like the question is, after all of these middling efforts and bottom of the barrel biopics, does that on a rewatch, does that end up hurting Ray by all that's come after it because now you've seen so much of it that you like the elements of this less? Or does Ray stand out as a bastion of what could be if you put some actual good effort into one of these?
No, but see, you've already gone astray because it's like, is it a bastion of, hey, we actually did this movie really great once, and then so let's not try anymore for a little while because that one was pretty great. It's going to be hard to top, you know? It's not the takeaway. If I go back and enjoy Ray, isn't that the last like 20 years of bad musical biopics was the correct decision. I just want to make that clear.
No, definitely not. What was the last thing you jammed on?
I've still been watching a lot of SG1. I'm still deep down the
He's
SG1
deep,
hole, dude.
deep in
It's
that
so,
hole.
it's so good.
How many seasons were there of that?
I am not sure off the top of my head. I want to say at least like 6 or 7.
My God, it's a lot. And this is back. This is what 24 episodes per season.
Yeah, there's a lot of episodes. I'm still like only like halfway through season 1.
Oh, yeah, you're in. You're in. You got a ways.
But every episode is fire, dude. I just watched one. They go through the wormhole, and on the other side, it's this Greek society that ages like they live only for like 60 days. They like from birth to death. They grow into adults and die by the like 60 days old.
Yeah, absurd.
They have to crack the case, dude. It turns out an evil alien gave them like a nanobot virus that was making them age fast.
Man, oh
It's
man,
so good.
so silly.
it's a it's a great show, man.
TV,
It's like so peak 90s sci-fi.
TV today wishes it had a shred of that creativity.
Right, exactly. And it's like classic, like I don't know if it was still a network show at that point. I think it originally started on Showtime, but then maybe moved to a different network.
I remember you
And
were saying,
there's so much like no, we can't do that with the nanobots, like the phone waves. And it's just like none of it makes any sense. But I'm just like, oh yeah, the phone waves, they can't do that with nanobots. Like Captain Carter's totally right.
that makes still a lot of sense to me.
Yeah,
Gotta love some good science mumbo jumbo.
it's so good, dude. I'm so excited to be going through it again.
That's
What have
good.
you been
That's
watching?
good. The last thing I saw yesterday, we went and saw Sam Raimi film Send Help, the
Oh,
Rachel McAdams, Dylan O'Brien survival movie. Did you see a trailer for this?
no, I don't think so.
Okay. So Rachel McAdams is a works at a high-end company and she just keeps getting overlooked for high corporate positions and treated like garbage by the new boss, the owner's son, Dylan O'Brien, treating her like
Okay.
shit, keeping her down, not giving her the position. So the two of them, she has to go on a business trip with them. And while they're flying over on the way to the business trip, the plane crashes and the two of them are stuck on a deserted island together. And now the power dynamic shifts because she knows how to survive on the island and he doesn't know how to do anything.
Oh, that actually sounds pretty great.
Yeah. And as the movie goes on, he's trying to get off the island and get saved. She isn't because she's at home here because now her power dynamic is taken a like flourish.
Right.
So she doesn't
She
want to
got
be
the
saved.
ultimate promotion. She
Yeah.
went from being the bot, like
Yeah.
the passed over person to like the milk, you know, like
Yeah.
he needs her to survive.
Yeah.
She's all powerful.
It's and I don't want to say any more than that because it is wild a lot of the like twists and turns that it takes throughout this movie. Hell of a lot of fun. Sam Raimi never lost the sauce. Dude is
Yeah.
just always putting out just fun, great B movies. It was such a wild, fun time.
Nice. I'll have to
Yeah.
check this out.
Yeah, check that one out because the audience was loving it. It was like a packed out theater that I was in, hooting and hollering.
Yeah. Got a real reaction. Nice.
Yeah, it's a very reactionary crowd, and it was great. It was a fun time. A lot of really good stuff out there. So check all that stuff out for yourself, people, and make sure you tune in next week for Jim's legendary rant when we dive into Ray. And as always, we'll see you at the movies.